सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Punjabi Krishna, the Dhyana slokas?
Yes, Swamiji. Om Bhadram Karne Vishuniyam Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshavi Yajatra Sirairangai Sushtuvagu Sastanuvi Vashema Devahitam Yadayu Swastira Indro Vridasrava Swastira Purusha Vishwaveda Swastira Skaksho Arishtemi Swastiro Brihaspatirdadu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay, so the subject matter in this whole chapter is the Mithyatvam of the world. Okay. So that topic from various standpoints is being talked about here. Okay. So now we are talking from Maya Upahitam Chaitanyam. Okay. Chaitanyam manifest in Maya Shakti. Okay. Then what does he do here? Jivam kalpayate purvam tato bhavan pratak vidan bahya anadhyatmakam chaiva yatha avidyastata smritihi. Jivaha kalpyate purvam. First, what is projected are the jivas. All he has to do is project individual minds. Consciousness will be manifest. There will be a sense of I. You get a jiva. Then tatho bhavan pratak vidan. After that, all the external objects. External to whom? The jiva. Okay. Pratak vidan, external and varied. It is not just only one type of things. There is millions of different varieties. Bahyan adhyatmikans shaiva. So now as far as the jiva is concerned, there is something outside and there is something inside. Correct? Once you have projected the whole creation, as far as the jiva is concerned, there is inside outside. As far as the consciousness is concerned, there is nothing inside outside. As far as Ishvara is concerned, there is nothing inside outside. As far as the jiva is concerned, there is inside outside. And yatha avidya tatha smritihi. Yatha avidya tatha smritihi. And in keeping with the avidya, all types of thoughts will come up. Get it? You don't know the reality. That's avidya. You have a mind. Now the projection is over as far as Ishvara is concerned. Here am I. Why me? Because I am manifest in the mind. The mind is a product of avidya, Maya Shakti. Therefore, mind there is avidya. Now I am looking outside, looking at the world. One common thought for everyone will be what? I am finite, world is real. Can't avoid that. Correct? After that, you can have endless varieties of thinking. You can have endless varieties of thinking. Avidya is common. Therefore, to take the world as real is common. To take oneself as a finite entity, common. After that, what? After that, it will depend upon what samskaras you have, what sattva, rajas, tamas combinations are there in your mind. All that. So, nobody lives in the world as it is. We all live in the world that we make out of it. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. Sun and the moon and the stars, etc. That's a world. But is that the world we are living in? There was a time when honest sadhya meant really you eat a lot, Ice with rice and this, and there are various 108 sides. Nowadays, what do we do? Oh, that rice is too much of carbs here. Therefore, don't take so much of rice. Eat all the sides. Yeah. Yeah. Who decides? According to whatever conventional thinking is there at that time. Yeah. How true is that? God alone knows. This is the latest thinking. Yeah. Now, dietary cholesterol was considered, my God, a big problem. All heart associations, this, that, everything. Avoid cholesterol, avoid cholesterol, avoid. Now, it has been removed from the list of avoidable foods for heart disease. It does not create a threat for heart disease. ये 20 साल पहला बोलने का था ना, थोड़ा मजा आता था. Now, it is the insulin spike that is the problem. It was too much of carbs and too much of sugars, etc. Keep those spikes down. Maybe, who knows? Or after 20 years, you're going to junk that also. Something new will come up. You think all the research is guiding when you are diabetic and what is pre-diabetic stage and what is diabetic stage? Pharmaceutical companies are doing that. My father was a very well-controlled diabetic. Under today's standards, he wouldn't have considered well-controlled. But he lived with diabetes for 44 years and there was no complication at all because of diabetes. But by today's standards, he would have considered not well-controlled. By those times conditions, it was well-controlled. Who decides what is right, what is wrong? I am talking of scientifically valid things. Forget other things. Other things are completely subjective. What you like, what you dislike, what type of thoughts you're getting, what type of people you like, your idea of the world, how it should be, how people should be. How I have to be a control freak to become happy. In fact, that's one way of guaranteed of being unhappy. All avidya kritam, he says. All avidya kritam. This is samsara. So if you are talking about samsara only as the world that is there and a sense of finitude created, that will be easy to deal with. That is the story of Sanat Kumara Ityadi, 4 mind-born sons of Brahmaji. Brahmaji manifested 4 kids, expecting them to carry forward the creation. But they had only avidya, this thing. So they turned their minds towards knowledge and wanted to learn, and that's it, nothing else. So unless all the other things come into the picture, where is samsara? Simple ignorance will be there, simple knowledge will take care of it. Okay, come. And the longer we live, the more lifetimes we live, what are we doing? Accumulating opinions, ideas, samskaras, erroneous thinking, biases. And now here we are. Nice and ready. Is there any other way of dealing with it? No. You have to deal with all this one. At any yuga, you have to deal with it. Yeah. At any yuga, you have to deal with it and handle it and handle it. Yeah. Knowledge is simple. But for that knowledge to really settle down, Mithyatvam of the world has to be understood well. So that is why this whole chapter, okay, dealing with the Mithyatvam of things. Okay. For which he gives a very simple example, old example, but valid example. Anishchita yatha rajjuhu अंधकारे विकल्पिता सर्पधारादि अभिभ्रमई वयस तत्तदात्मा विकल्पितः तद्वदात्मा विकल्पितः अनिश्चिता यथा रज्जुः. You don't know what is lying down there is a rope. You're walking on the road, Sandhya, half light, not very clear. You see something lying there, but you have not decided it is a rope. You don't know it's a rope. You know something is there, you don't know it's a rope. Then he said what? Vikalpitaha. You have various vikalpas. What? Sarpaha, snake. Dhara, it's a line of water. It's a crack on the earth. So, you can imagine various things. The very fact that there are different opinions of that one thing there shows what? There is a lot of ignorance about it. Remember this. If there are lots of opinions about one entity, including contradictory ones, that means there's a lot of avidya, ignorance with respect to that thing. None of these opinions are based on knowledge. Tadvad Atma Vikalpita. How many opinions of the Atma are there? मैं ऐसा ही हूँ. I am like this only. I am all heart. Oh, I am high energy. I am a foodie. I am a critic. Worst job to have. Then very well elaborate thinking and then conclusions. All your philosophical, psychological systems on what I am. I mean, if you look at the amount of philosophies in the world, huge. At least 20 different opinions will come up. You put religions to it, add another half a dozen. Because religious opinions are also many. Na? Shows what? Avidya. People keep on imagining things. Therefore, all the opinions, everything shows ignorance about the Atma. Then Advaita is also an opinion. Under that logic, Advaita should also be an opinion. No? Why? Shastra Pramanam. But every religion will claim their Shastra as Pramanam. Correct or not? Every religion will claim their religion is Pramanam. And in that religion, you are a sinner. Finished. Unless you come out to my side, you will rot in hell. Sorry, you won't rot in hell, you will be fried in hell. Pakoda bana dena. So now how will you know which opinion is right? How will you know which one is right?
It doesn't violate logic.
One thing, yeah, it doesn't follow logic, okay.
And
Yeah.
Advaita is something like I think any scientific person will be like very easily aligned with Advaita, except for any other nonsense.
So all these opinions are easily dismissible logically, number one.
Yes, yes.
By a scientific objective mind. Scientific mind, your objective mind, number one. Number two, by following those opinions, do I get free from samsara? To know I am a finite entity, that I have done many wrong things in life, do I need a religion to come and tell me? I know what I am. I don't need a religion to come and tell me. All this that you've been doing is wrong. रेवा दे पता है मेरे को किया है. So by branding me like that, what is the gain? Okay, you must do some prayaschitta, all right, fine. Then what is the result at the end of it? Do I change? Except from some belief system, from one belief to another belief. Do I really change and grow? And the reward that is promised is not very attractive at all. Muhammad Ali once in an interview said that as a child he asked his mom, child means teenager, Mom, do black people go to heaven? And mother, being a good Christian lady, said, of course, beta, black people also. But Jesus is white, the angels are white, God is portrayed as white. Where are all the blacks? Oh, I know. They must be in the kitchen making honey and milk for everyone. If what you are promised is a good time, why not create it here? Isn't that the heart of materialism which rejected religion? Charvakas, the sophists, etc., that rejected religion. You're being promised a good time, we'll have a good time here. That is why Vedanta doesn't become an opinion, because it tells you what you can't figure it out by yourself in a logical manner, in a logically understood manner. And the result is verifiable. Yes, verifiable, validated here and now. Yeah, it's validated. I can know I am that limitless consciousness right here. I don't have to die and go. Both of us have to die, go to the same place. There's a nice book written. Sometimes you must read all these, because somewhere, in case there is some lingering attraction towards heaven, etc. It's a fiction, purely fictional work. After the Mahabharata battle, all the Pandavas are in heaven. They ruled for some 33 years after the battle. What ruling? They had to rebuild the whole society. Then they all go to heaven. See, each one is doing their own things. You're not husband and wife in heaven anymore. I mean, come on, that was for this lifetime on earth. And she sees all the guys there having their own time, this thing, that thing. Draupadi is sitting there and getting bored. How much of this dance and music, how much hearing all these tales and talking to all these heroes is that? Bore ho gaya yaar. So next time Krishna comes, I am going to persuade him to send me down to earth for some time. Because I am bored here. Down on earth I was a queen, there was drama in my life. The phase that launched 1,000 ships? 1,000 ships? 18 Akshonis, what are you talking about? ड्रामा इन लाइफ. इधर हेवन में आके म्यूजिक देखो, प्रोग्राम देखो, ये देखो, ड्रिंक सोमा जूस, बट डोंट गेट ड्रंक. क्या करने का है, बोर हो गया. So all those becomes opinions. You have to live and die with that belief. And if you find that dimension, you go into that dimension. Believe me, it will never be exactly like how it is described. It will never be. Because you are describing 4th, 5th, 6th dimensions in terms of the 3rd dimension. Never be the same. That's why Dr. Moody was talking about. The Archbishop of Canterbury was the most unhappy man in heaven. Why? This is not like how heaven was described to me. It will never be. I mean, that's the fun of it, no? If at all you don't come to Vedanta, then you can have another attitude. Yeah, another new adventure is going to start. Let me see what's on the other side. You can look at it like that. No? But for that you need to have a little bit adventurous spirit in you. Otherwise you can't. So anyway, the idea is that many opinions prove there is ignorance. Okay. And then the knowledge that can be validated here is the knowledge you follow. Simple as that. Therefore, Advaitam Satyam. Okay, yeah. Now he is giving you various opinions. Okay, sorry, before that.
So, Swamiji, one question then.
Shoot.
So, just trying to understand the validated word. So, it cannot be experienced, it cannot be logically arrived at, but it can only be understood.
Yes.
So,
it can be logically understood. It cannot be arrived as a process of logic, because the final step of logic, now see when I present it, that your consciousness, it looks I am presenting it only logically. It's not. I am depending on the Shastra to present it. So it is logically understood, not logically arrived at. Cannot be proved logically. But once you take the stand on the Shastra, you can logically explain it. And what is validation except saying, yes, that is true, I understand. Because it happens to be myself. So I can see myself as a limitlessness. It may be an insight in the beginning, it may be a flash of understanding in the beginning, that has to be owned up and made my own. Yeah. But it can be, yeah. That's the beauty of it. That's why he's saying here, Nishchitayam yatha rajvam vikalpoho vinivartate rajjureveti chaiva advaitam tadvat atma vinishchayaha. Nishchitayam yatha rajvam. Here all these various opinions. A lot of people, all having their own opinions on what the rope is. Until someone puts on the torch. Hey, it's all snake. Where is the snake? It's all rope only. Vikalpaha vinivartate. What happened to all the vikalpas, different opinions? Gone in one shot. No? Gone in one shot. Rajju eveti chadvaitam. What is there? Only Rajju eva, that's Advaitam. Non-dual. Why? All the opinions vanished. No? All the dualistic opinions vanished. Tadvat Atma Vinishchayaha. In the same way, you know yourself, all the opinions of yourself vanish. They may exist in the world for other people who have not ascertained the nature of the self. But for you, no more opinions. No more any opinion. In fact, you don't want to think of the old opinions you had. क्या पागलपना था. You laugh at yourself. Yeah. They are the foolishness of my days of youth. You are understanding at 80. 5 years back you held all those opinions. 5 years back, na, long time. Correct. 5 days back is a long time. Why? The difference between avidya and vidya, big gap. Big gap. Yeah. Therefore, manashchita. All it requires is to know the nature of yourself. Then why are you dealing so much with mithya? Because these mithya opinions have grabbed your mind. All these opinions have grabbed your mind. The reality of the world has grabbed your mind so much, you need some arguments to loosen it all up. Because they have taken hold of your mind. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes we lose sight of what is the main thing. We lose sight of it. And then get caught up in the words, the Shastra, etc. Never lose sight of the main thing. In any functioning, what is the core issue? Don't lose sight of that. If you develop a mind like that, here also you will have that. Core issue will not go out of sight. Core issue is what? My sense of finitude, and I want to get rid of it. Therefore, jnanam eva tu kaivalyam. That's it. I want that knowledge. Core issue. Everything else is sides. Everything else to make it possible. What else is there? That's all. Okay. Now, after that, he is giving you a few opinions about the Atma. These are all Purvapakshas to Vedanta. We can develop each one as a Purvapaksha and Siddhanta. But here is saying, ये सब opinions है. They will contradict each other and finish themselves off. Okay, he says, प्राणादिभिः अनन्तश्चैव भावेरेते विकल्पितः माया एष तस्य देवस्य यया सम्मोहिता स्वयं. प्राणादिभिः, prana etc. The etc. the whole world can come in. Anantaische bhavehi, by endless forms. Taihi vikalpita. The Atma is imagined. I am like this. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the prana, I am this, I am that, I am that. All these vikalpas are there. Maya esha tasya devasya yaya samhoita swayam. It looks as though consciousness projected itself through Maya and deluded itself. Okay? Tasya vimohitaha swayam vimohitaha. Who has projected everything? Ishvara. What is Ishvara? Consciousness. Who is the guy that's confused? Me. Who is me? What is me? Consciousness. It's like children dressing up and then going in front of the mirror and getting scared of themselves. That's all that is there, is it? Okay. Really speaking, what else is it? Not to explain away, we will say, no, totality angle, Ishvara projected, individual angle, Jiva. Functional. It has got some functional validity. But high kya hai? What are we discussing? Something that's not really there. Why this creation has come? What is the purpose of this creation? Why has the snake come? What is the purpose of that snake coming? Correct? No purpose. So, what all are we doing? Yeah, that is true, Rohit. It's all ignorance playing along. That means what? All my research, all my inquiry is into what? So now let us start the study of consciousness. Let's experimentally verify what is this consciousness. The moment you are creating it, objectifying it, it is not consciousness. The first problem is there. First problem is there. Otherwise, at the most, you will end up with biocentrism. Biology is the main point, focus point, not physics. इतना ही फर्क पड़ेगा.
Swamiji, when we talk about Maya and the functioning of the world, we always talk about cause-effect.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about Maya, there is nothing which is not purpose, right? Everything has a purpose. That is what we say, right?
Purpose
So
from which standpoint?
Get,
Once again, purpose from which standpoint? From my functional standpoint, isn't it? Any purpose you talk about will be only from a functional standpoint.
So the thing is that we are grilled into and trained into thinking about purpose and cause effect.
Yeah.
And then reverse the whole thing to understand this requires a huge leap, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's very difficult for a logical, very well trained mind or a scientific mind or something where there is a lot of cause effect, everything kind of explained and purpose.
That is true. It is difficult. And that is why the thing now. See, a scientific mind has one advantage, it's an objective mind. But the problem is, it goes only by the scientific process as real, everything else is false. And what does not fit into the scientific process is not to be examined. Or you have to make everything fit into the scientific process. But they will be think outside the process. Hey, I want to do this project, this, that, etc. is scientifically valid. Great project, right, valid. And sorry, we can't do it. Why? No money for it. But this is scientifically valid, correct. Not having money is equally valid. That's another discipline of knowledge. There's another discipline of knowledge. You can't say no to that. Can you say it's not valid? That's one of the biggest problems when you're an academician in a college. No? Once you finished your doctorate, your postdoc work, all you have to find funding for you. That's the biggest problem. How to find funding? How do I find funding for everything? Yeah. But that is not scientific. Finance, economics is not scientific. They try to make it scientific and call it social sciences. That's an attempt. But can you scientifically predict the market? If it is scientific, you should be able to do it. With, say, 10% variation. If you can do it that with that much, you will be a phenomenally rich man overnight. Okay. But that is what we are saying. Therefore, to study science is a big discipline. It disciplines your mind well. That's a good thing. But then you have to learn to drop the paradigm. That paradigm is everything. That has to be dropped. That scientific basis is very good. It disciplines your mind. It focuses your logic. All that is very true. It makes you question reality of things. All that are highly positive for the study of Vedanta. It's all good. Except your scientific objectivity becoming a bias now. Samsaroyam ativa vichitram. Samsara can be strange. What is meant to make you objective is now become a bias. Abhi kya karega? Can happen. That does happen. So here is one opinion about prana, etc. ityadi. Okay. Then he gives a few examples like that. Okay. Prana iti pranavidaha, bhutani cha tadvidaha, guna iti gunavidaha, tattvani iti cha tadvidaha. Prana iti pranavidaha. I am dealing with prana. My inquiry is into the nature of prana. Energy work. Everything is based on energy. Energy becomes the reality for me. Everything, the whole world, I will try to explain in terms of energy. Yeah. Sab vibrations, sab, this is all like this only. The play of yin and yang creates the whole world. Then I'll question him, but you said that energy has to be guided by the mind. What happened to that then? Your energy is inert. But if you are, you have to be careful what you are committing to. If you're committed to something, then that can become a bias. See, look at it. Energy work is good. One of the reasons of my good health is energy work that I do. It's good. Is that the reality? Prana is not the reality. Prana is something you deal with. It's a great thing to do. Prana is the prana. Bhutani cha tatvidaha. I'm dealing with the 5 elements, this, that, etc. Alchemist, this. That is the reality. Particles make up the whole world. The final particle is a string. That becomes reality for me. Guna iti gunavidaha. Dealing with sattva, rajas, tamas. All the gunas. Or vaisheshikas, gunas. Vishesha, gunas. That becomes a reality. Tattvani cha tadvidaha. Tattvani. Shiva tattva. Shiva tattva. Ajnanam and Atma make up the whole world. But these are separate categories. Duality again. Okay. In the footnote is there. Hiranyagarbha or immanent God is a view of the worshippers of Hiranyagarbha and Vaisheshikas. Energy work, I said, na prana. Prana goes up to Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is a cosmic prana. Okay. Then Tattvavida is Bhutani. Bhutani is the Lokayatas. Okay. In Nayayikas. Samkhyas are Gunavidaha. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Then Tattvani, Shaivites. Okay. Pada iti padavidaha, Vishya iti tadvidaha, Loka iti lokavidaha, Deva iti tadvidaha, Pada iti padavidaha. I am dealing with human experiences. Waking, dream and sleep. These are the 3 padas we all go through. Therefore, whatever truth is there should lie within this thing. They are not looking at what is beyond the 3 padas. What makes the one that makes it whole, that they are not looking at. Only this much. Because they are analyzing human experiences. They will take it as that. Vishyaha iti tadvidaha. Vishyaha. Okay. How to get the maximum pleasure out of life and things. Vatsyayana. Okay. Vatsyayana. Writer of the famous what? Kama Sutra ityadi. Huh?
Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra ityadi. Why?
Also.
Because Kama Sutra is not just about sex. It is about Kama. Pleasure in life. How are you going to get that? Make everything pleasurable. Aesthetically beautiful. Yeah, there's a huge amount of huge literature. It's a huge study. There are bhashyas on that, okay? And people look into the Kama Sutra thinking, okay, sexual positions. Much more than that. Yeah. The whole thing of maximizing your pleasure in the world. Sensuousness. Yeah. Therefore, Kama iti Kama Vidaha. Okay. Loka iti Loka Vidaha. Okay. Those who study the world, etc., what it is constituted of, etc. That's the reality you are dealing with. Therefore, that is the truth. Loka Vidaha. Deva iti Tad Vidaha. Okay. These are the Parama Bhaktas. I am worshipping this deity is only reality, everything else is false. Religious fanaticism, it was there then also. My highlight, this is reality, everything else is false. Why you conditioned to that belief? Ishvara is one, you can invoke him in different forms. No. Only this. Or no form. Yes, a Murti Puja. Someone I met recently said that. I said, is God everywhere for you? God is everywhere. Then he should be there in the Murti also. Why are you so against Murti Puja? क्या God सब जगह है, मूर्ति में नहीं है. When it is a stone, God was there. When the stone became a Murti of Ganesha, it disappeared from there. What? Sometimes you have to ask silly questions, That opens up great insights. Vedanta mind is a mind that can appreciate a joke. If you have that mind, you will see the truth everywhere, not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, Deva iti Deva Tadvidaha. Veda iti Veda Vidaha. Yajna iti Tadvidaha. Bhokti iti cha Bhokta Viduhu. Bhojam vichita Tadvidaha. Vedaha iti Veda Vidaha. I am a follower of the Veda. Bhagavan hai kya nahi, it doesn't matter. Vedas are true. The classical Karmata Bhattas do not accept an Ishvara, Sarvajnaha, Sarvavit, etc. They only accept deities they invoke in the Yajna. That's all they accept. Yes. Sarvajnaha, Sarvavit, Ishvara, they don't accept. Only deities. Therefore, Vedaha iti Veda Vidaha. Vedaha Nityaha. Okay. Veda is eternal. Even in the Kalpa, the Pralaya, the Vedas won't go off. Veda Nitya. Yajna iti Tadvidaha. Okay. Baudayana ityadi. Okay. What is that for? Hope so. That I didn't turn off my this thing. Some notice is coming up. Okay. Yajna iti Tadvidaha. Those who are involved in the sacrifice, etc. Karmatas. You think they are going to look at anything beyond karma? 40 years as of last March, this year March. 40 years I have been teaching in St. Shankara Matam. Not one priest or one office bearer from Shankara Matam has walked into my class. Only Punjabication in that. He became an office bearer after he walked into the class. Why?
I am disqualified.
Yeah. Karma is only a reality. Nothing else is a reality. For all of them, karma is a reality. Yajna, worship. Allam Vedantam appa. Venda. All that is Vedantam. We don't want that. Why you don't want that? Why are you scared of it? This is called Abhaye Bhaya Darshina. In what can give you fearlessness, you are afraid of that. Karmatas. Okay. Veda Vida. Bhokti iti cha Bhokta Vidaha. Sankhya view. What is the Atma? Bhokta, not Karta. Only enjoy. It is the original MCP husband. Why? Prakriti creates everything. Does all the job for the Purusha's enjoyment. Typical na, MCB husband. Wife does everything for the husband. Husband just lords it all over. I say. Atma is like that. Now, who is influenced whom? Don't ask me. Did the view of Sankhya influence this guy, or did this guy inspire the Sankhya? Don't ask me. In fact, if you misunderstand Vedanta, you will get Sankhya. Bhojyamiti tadvidah. Bhojyam. Bhojya means what? What is to be eaten? Food. I am great foodie. I am the cook. Talk to me about food. If music is the food for love, of what use are the chefs? Okay. When they get up in the morning, they are planning for what going to have for breakfast. The moment breakfast done, they are planning what is going to have for lunch. In between, what mid-morning snack? At just lunch is over, what is tea time snack? Tea time snack is over, what is dinner? Many homemakers behave like this. Whole day goes only in making food. They may not say it, but their behavior, food is only reality in their life. I value my family's health. Good thing. Therefore, I'll cook only healthy. Very good. But the way you're behaving as though food is only reality. You know, 2000 years back, or 1500 years back, better, 1500 years better, everyone ate organic, correct? 1500 years back, did anyone eat anything other than organic? Life expectancy was only 50 years. So when you talk about organic, this, that, etc., take it with a pinch of salt, a spoonful of salt at least. Okay. What I'm trying to do is, all that is good. At the present knowledge, that is what is good. But take it with a pinch of salt. Don't get obsessed with it. Don't get obsessed with it. There's more to health than organic food. Who's that multi-millionaire who's respected by all people like Elon Musk and everything? Warren Buffett. He lives on burgers, cokes, everything. He's 80. Good health, clear thinking, still has investment, etc.
Yes, some 8 cokes a day.
Yeah, exactly. Even Trump, but Trump is very sick. He has a lot of sickness in him. Too many ailments are there, including brittle bones, venous insufficiency, etc. Look at Iyengar, BKS Iyengar. Yoga people. How long did BKS Iyengar live? 98 or so, right?
94
to 95. Yeah.
Lived a very healthy lifestyle, diet, exercise, everything. Look at Kushwant Singh. Butter chicken, Patiala peg every evening. He lived up to 100. Now, Warren Buffett is 95. Okay. So now tell me. Follow health principles. I am not saying no to that. Don't get obsessive about it. These are all only some standpoints, our present knowledge, etc., etc. Not to get obsessive about anything. Yeah. If you get obsessive about it, that becomes your reality, not the reality we are discussing in Vedanta. That becomes your reality. Bhojyamiti tadvidah. Sukshma iti sukshma vidaha, stula iti tad vidaha, murta iti murta vidaha, amurta iti tad vidaha. Sukshma iti sukshma vidaha. People who are appreciating the subtle realities, they'll talk about that as a reality. Yeah, सब छोड़ो बात यार, what you can see, touch, feel, etc. This is real existentialism. Okay, stulaha, what is gross? That is reality. Murta iti murta vidaha. I am a bhakta. For me, the form is important. This form alone is Ishvara. Who told you that? Amurtaha iti amurta vidaha. Ishvara is formless. If you don't believe in formless, off with your head. Believes it. The Lord is one, invoke Him in any forms, what's the problem? But understand what it is. I know I had a Guru Bhai, good Vedantin, good teacher, everything. Good bhajan singer also. Some of his bhajans are available. Very good, very nicely sings. He has sung all of Swamiji's bhajans. So once he was singing at home, he was on the first floor, about, Ishvara, Mahadeva, everything. And from down his father is shouting, why are you taking the devil's name here? Because he's a Vaishnavite. Can you see how you can hold on to something and make it obsessive just because of ignorance? You don't know the reality. If you don't know the reality, now why does all these things come up? Okay, there are more to it, but let me have 2 minutes here on something else. Why do these things come up so much? You don't know the truth. You have taken yourself to be a finite being. That makes you very vulnerable. Because you're limited, scared. World is too big for you. Therefore, you need to hold on to something. You found something works, some believe this thing, pakad lo usko abhi. Hold on to it. Don't let go. That is only reality for you. Gives you a sense of security. Then you gather a few people around you who have the same belief system. Security in numbers. This is human society. You know the truth is not like that. Ratya charpita virachita pantaha punya punya vivarjita pantaha. An old shawl on his shoulder, walking the path beyond dharma, etc. This one beyond punya and papa. You don't have to hold on to anything. No sense of insecurity. There's nothing other than you. What are you insecure about? The only reality in the world that is there is you. That total freedom that comes. So, the moment you find yourself getting too obsessive about anything, which is beyond the functional validity, problem. It's your insecurities at play. Yeah. Small things, big things doesn't matter. My way of doing things. Why? Because I allowed others to do a few things and they blundered it up. Or they did it differently than what I wanted it. Therefore, I will take over and do. We have this across the board. Whether it's a religious organization, a society functioning, the corporate, say anything happens everywhere. No, I believe there should be many opinions and we should discuss it all as long as they all finally agree with me. If that is their choice, Vedanta is not working now. How will Vedanta work when you're holding on to this reality? Tell me. How will it work? Somebody studied whole Gita, half a dozen Upanishad. Why is not working? What are you taking as reality in your life? I have to have an opinion on everything. I need not. I'll give you opposing opinions on the same thing. Right. No, Swamiji, in functioning world, this is functioning world. What is real? Functioning world. There are certain practical things you go into. And sometimes that's why I said go to the core issue. Core issue is important. In having a class or a campus, etc., what is the core issue? Being able to listen to the class well, like here. Does the decor of the room matter? Does my background thing matter? It should not be distracting, that's all. No? It should not have psychedelic lights playing in the background. It'll distract. Barring that, okay, this is screen. If it's a window pane, does it make a difference? If there's a TV screen in the back, as long as the TV is not on, does it make a difference? No. So backgrounds and this. Secondary. Shravanam, primary. Can you do that well? Yep. Good enough. Is it good enough to be recorded? Yep. Good enough. और क्या चाहिए? What is the core issue? Shravanam. Decor, lighting, this, that, etc. It's all good, it's all enhanced, provided the core issue is not compromised. If the core issue is compromised, then everything is useless. So same way here. What is the core issue in the study of Vedanta? Understanding what you are. So but if I am holding on to other things, that understanding is compromised. And I hold on to other things because of my insecurity. So one way is understanding Vedanta. The other way is your trust in Ishvara. Ishvara not as any one thing or the other thing, as a universal. Once you have that understanding of the universal, then greater trust, greater bhakti, greater devotion, and not holding on to anything. Not holding on to that idea of Ishvara also. Why? Because what is the content of that Ishvara? Nothing but consciousness, to be able to take that step. And that's all that is there. So, now work in reverse. If you're obsessed with something, or you have too rigid an idea of what is to be done or not done, or what should be, or holding on to something, that is coming from your sense of insecurity. That's what's preventing you from understanding the truth. So go into that. Work on that insecurity. By whatever means. 101 ways of doing it. I can only explain it to you. I can't understand it for you, okay? Work on that. And then you find some Vedanta. You need a relative degree of security to understand what absolute security is. To be free from the need for security itself. To be able to live in courage, that's one of the things. Courage is being able to let go of what I have. Yeah. So once you do all that, this will become clearer. So work on it. There are some more opinions which we will see. We are not going to the details of opinions, etc. We are just understanding that so many opinions are there. Okay. Good place to stop. More of it next class. Okay. Om Tat Sat.